Holy smokes. Oh my god, this is heavy actually. It even looks intimidating from this angle. It's a 21XX. This is a very niche build, but it's also kind of hilarious at the same time. Like, it is heavily inspired by one of Cherry's old boards. I believe it was like the 2XX or something like that. It's a vintage themed kind of board, and I think they're kind of touting that it's like vintage themed and then like, you know, married with like modern stuff in the hobby. It's a fun looking board. It comes in win key or win keyless. Let's actually open up. Where's the website here? Warm gray is the official color name. It'll come in warm gray, black, and blue. I think we're doing warm gray. That's what the card says in there. It is expensive. It is $715, but you guys will see why. It is very expensive, and it uses a lot of switches. And yeah, it's a big board. So we're gonna have some fun today, I think. It's a very cool board. It also has a solenoid. I don't think the solenoid is extra. I think that comes with it, I want to say. Yeah, solenoid support. Actually, I don't know. Does it come with it? I'll have to double check. But it is a very fun looking board. Again, bear with me. They sent this because it's a prototype in many different kind of like packages. So I'm going to have to figure out now. This is a big board. You guys will see. It is a giant board, bro. It's a cool project though. I think it's unique, and I don't know how it's gonna sound. I actually don't. I don't really know. Cannon Keys, prototype is R&D. Oh, R&D KWD is gonna be carrying it. That's awesome. Oh yes, they are. That's right. R&D KWD did reach out at one point to ask if I was gonna do this. Ktex is gonna be doing it. I like Ktex. They've been doing good stuff. Oh, KWD Fans is gonna be carrying this. That's awesome. And Keygem. Oh, very good vendor list. Very, very good vendor list there. I mean, okay, right off the bat, in love with this color. In love with it. This is such a good color. I've always been a big fan of these kind of slate colors, so already off the bat, I'm liking the ano on this. That's just the top frame here. Like, guys, okay, realistically, again, love this already. This is so cool. I think for my workspace, because of what I do, this is very impractical. But this is so cool. This is so cool already. So a lot of aluminum, tell you that much. Damn, this is crazy. What a big case this is. They sent this over, by the way. I'm not keeping this build, just as an FYI. They did ask me to use some lavender switches. I think the lavenders should be okay. They're pretty lubed anyways, so. All right, so this is the top piece. I hope everything shipped okay. All right, so some stuff about the board. We're gonna give it a little rundown one more time. So again, $715 is the price point, comes in win key or win keyless. Win keyless will have the cross section. Win key will have the full area over here to do what you guys want with. It is a pretty big board with some extras. You can get different plates for the top, so either a carbon fiber plate or an extra red aluminum plate, extra PCBs, so pretty cool. It is only plateless. There is no plate for the main part. The plate is only meant for the macro. Is that considered a macro column? I don't know what we're going to consider this. The top piece. It is 4,300 grams built, and it has a 20.2 millimeter front height with a 23.5 EKH. A little taller than I think some may find like more recent boards have been aiming, but honestly, it's completely fine. There's a really big cherry lip design-wise on this that I think will aid in that. It is a 5.5 degree typing angle with a 25.5 degree on the F row. I guess it is called an F row. So pretty crazy, 25.5, but obviously this is not really meant to be as a traditional F row. As someone said, more of a control panel. I don't think we have the stickers here, but there are going to be a sticker that goes on the bottom of this that will have like Pontus, designed in Stockholm, Sweden, and some other stuff. The case itself is 3,900 grams unbuilt, which is pretty cool. And this does have a Sipulot PCB, which if you guys have been kind of following me and like going with the vibes when it comes to PCB stuff, Sipulot makes some amazing PCBs. Absolutely incredible. So huge shout out to Sip. And then this is also going to have QMK and vial compatibility. I'm hoping it loads up perfectly with QMK. It should, hopefully. It has a solenoid, indicator LEDs. It's obviously a two-part PCB. And then this has a faux integrated cable with an internal USB-C port. What that means is the cable itself plugs into the keyboard from the back over here. You're gonna feed it through basically. It's gonna kind of be like, remember the prototype that we used for the 0413? Essentially like that, which means you can just use whatever cable you already have. Although, I probably would still avoid something with a big cable head. We have pretty much a whole bunch of options. All nicely labeled. There's a 10U option, which we're probably not going to do today because I don't have a 10U spacebar and I don't think there's one in the box. A lot of options though. Again, pretty standard fare from Mr. Sipulot, which is awesome. Little criticism, little point of criticism here. The tolerances for the PCB get a little tighter. If this is going to be a plateless only board, I would suggest maybe the tolerances get, I say tolerances, but like basically it gets closed up a little bit so this can kind of grip on better. Diego noticed that as well. Holes have been tightened for the GB. Beautiful Pontus. Does this flip up? Oh, I've never seen one like this. That's cool. Usually it has those like black guards. This one here just has like a beige cream one that just lifts up. Oh, this looks really easy to insert here. All right, let's get some screws. Solenoid. Let's leave this here. Case screws. PCB and plate screws. Okay, here we go. We need these. I do like this is all using the same screws too. I also want to point some stuff out about the installation of this particular PCB on the top. This is actually pretty easy. I thought this would be a little bit more weird and awkward, but these little slots, these little areas here to kind of get the screwdriver in is super handy. So props to that. I like that little detail there. All right, now we're gonna put in this PCB. Oh no, the solenoid, I assume first then? Like that, right? And then, actually that wasn't too bad. That kind of went in first try. Yeah, if it was like a centimeter or, yeah, maybe like an extra centimeter, so barely a little bit longer, this would be even easier, but that wasn't really too, oh, it has to wrap around here. Oh. Yeah, it's a bit finicky. Never mind. Yeah, I didn't realize that until I put it down. That is a bit finicky. I don't know if that's gonna work. It's okay. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. What are we supposed to say? They did send over some cables. I'm too lazy to use one of their cables and figure out a free slot. So I think I'm just gonna use one of my cables. I'm gonna have to open it up anyways. Oh shit, this is too thick, I think. This is a thicky boy. This won't work. Well, actually, this is good testing right now. These thick silicone cables will not work. So, in case you guys didn't know, this is the way this keyboard plugs in. Plugs in here, and then this cable sits like this. So it's like a hidden cable. So we're just gonna keep this here, and I'll plug this into the back of the Mac. And then we're gonna stick this on this. Although, again, I am not sure how I'm supposed to do this properly. I think it just kind of sits like this. Okay, just want to make sure that ribbon cable doesn't get snagged. All right, looks like we're good to screw this in. Dude, this thing's a fucking beast. Holy smokes. Oh my god, this is heavy actually. It even looks intimidating from this angle. Alex, can you bench the board? I mean, I don't even know anymore, bro. It's so considerate to the designer to include an artisan tray. I'd say so. Oh, you guys hear it? Our solenoid works. Shall we see what this sounds like, everybody? So this is the way the keyboard's supposed to be used. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. It is meant to be used with the solenoid. So this is the actual real life sound test. Now that my eardrums are shot, you know, I'm a little surprised by it, honestly. I think, okay, hear me out. That is not the escape button. I think this has the perfect amount of hollowness for the board. You know what I mean? Like, I think also going plateless was a good decision here. I think this suits the vibe of the board. I also want to say, I think if you were to go with something a little bit more full sounding, like if you were to go with like an Obscura switch or even a Cherry switch, this would sound a whole hell of a lot like fuller. You'd probably still have some of the resonance from the case popping through, But yeah, I think this looks good. I think this was a fun build to do. I think it looks good. It pays homage to the old cherry board. It's expensive though. That is the one thing that I can sit here and fully say, like, this is not a cheap project to do. It is $715. So I'm gonna say this with as much love as possible. If you want this thing, just make sure you're financially like okay to get it. I don't know. I feel like if you guys were gonna get it, this is a fun one to grab. I mean, that looks pretty fucking sweet if I do say so myself. I think this is a pretty fun looking board. Here, we'll kind of show off the side here a little bit too. Here's the side profile of this bad boy. This is one hell of a side profile. It's 4,300 grams. Wrong butt? Oh, the sticker's not on this, if you guys are wondering. I don't think the sticker's done yet. You might have to ask Pontus about that. I'm not too sure. There's no sticker in the box that I saw anyways. Really cool though. Really, really cool board. I'm happy to say with that expensive price tag, like, this is not me, I'm not trying to justify why you should spend your money on this, but I think on top of it being expensive, you're getting a super quality PCB by someone who gives a lot of shits for the community. You know, they care a lot. Sip is a really cool person for when it comes to PCBs. I think you're gonna get a lot of good stuff in here. The anode quality looks fantastic. Cannon Keys being one of the main vendors, I think is also a good sign too. The vendors in general have all been really good across the board for this particular project. I think you're getting a lot of good stuff in here. Have a good weekend, guys. Love you, sleep well. Bye everyone. Peace.